Hello everyone and welcome to another Your Next Stamp video. Today I'm playing with Holiday Wreaths and Winter Critters Wreath and their coordinating dies. I just love how this card turned out and it was a struggle to get there, so let me explain. To start off, I mounted some of the stamps from the Holiday Wreaths stamp set to my Fiskars stamp press and used Nuvo Clear Mark embossing ink on Papertrey Inked's Pinefeathers cardstock, and I used Hero Art's gold embossing powder. I tried to do not a pattern, but like a scattered background of these stamps. I made sure my heat tool was really nice and hot, and I kept it moving the whole time.
It's not too bad. It's not too warped either. Hey!
So as I pat myself on the back, I decided to cut down my panel, as I always like to do, to 3.5 by 4 3/4. I also used the third from largest stitched and pierced circle die from Your Next Stamp to cut the circle. Now you could take the wreath die and cut it directly from this panel, but I wanted the wreath to be popped up. So I'm cutting the circle so that the wreath, slightly smaller, so that the wreath can be popped up over it. I need to choose a good color for my wreath. Everything that I was thinking of in my head wasn't really working out. I tried Copic coloring, I tried heat embossing on white, I tried a number of things, but I finally ended up taking a piece of Stampin' Up! Old Olive cardstock and using that same gold embossing powder to emboss the wreath. I didn't like how, let's say, gaudy the Copic coloring was that I was doing, and it could totally be just I couldn't pull it off. So, but I really like how this gold shows up on the old olive. I thought about maybe doing some colored pencil coloring in there to add some color, or like white colored pencil, but ultimately I kept it gold on this green because honestly, it is really, really pretty. It looks very pretty in person. So now that I was going with a tone-on-tone look for this card, I wanted to do the deer from the Winter Critters Wreath. I'm stamping him in a Your Next Stamp black olive ink. This is Copic friendly ink on Nina 110 pound cardstock, and we're going to Copic color my deer. Now, usually I tell you to skip ahead if you don't like the coloring, but this time you might want to stick around because after I Copic colored my deer, I bumped my head or hit the camera in some way, and my footage after the deer or coloring, the Copic coloring, is super blurry and nauseating. And I didn't notice until it was way too late. So, sadly, I have to explain how I put my card together with a little bit blurry footage, but I don't make you suffer too much. I go through it quickly. But you can find the Copic color map on my blog for this deer. I love the colors that I used. I think it works really well with the greens. I did end up popping up everything with Scotch 3M foam tape. I ink blended a background on Ranger watercolor distress paper with squeezed lemonade and antique linen, and I sprayed it with some sparkle shimmer. I will have a complete list of supplies in the description box and on my blog. And then I did the sentiment, which is also from the Holiday Wreaths stamp set, on the same pine needles cardstock, or pine feathers, sorry. And then I used Scotch 3M foam tape to pop everything up, and then I put it on a, who guessed it, Simon Says Stamp Fog cardstock, card base. So I hope you enjoyed my video, even though it didn't end the way I wanted it to. I did use some crystal glaze on the red shiny nose and a little bit of Jelly Roll white gel pen to enhance a little bit of things on my deer. But that's it. Find me, find Your Next Stamp on social media. We love interacting with you. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. You could say, wow, great ending, Corey. Until next time, thanks guys for watching.